Is that all right?
No, it's going down.
It's going down? Well, how much do you weigh? You got rocks in your pocket or something? You're sinking. Don't worry about it. You'll be just fine. We only got a couple minutes more, right? Okay, now we're going to do this top 10 list. This is when we get really funny now. Whoa! Well, sorry. Yeah, I see now. Okay, the guy's probably got money. And then we did this.
If I were a rich man, yabba dabba dabba yabba dabba 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 do.
Sounds like the Flintstones. I.R. Floyd R. Turbo, and the R stands for real deal. And I am an American patriot, Kenosha citizen. On the bank of the harbor stood Mayor Bosman, young and brave. On the other side of the harbor stood a warrior, just as brave, Jimmy Cruiser. You guys got one more song? And then you can, I guess then this wraps it up boy, I got nothing left here. So anyway, we'll see you all next week and we'll go back to Unplugged here. Good morning, Kenosha. This is Uncle Scotty Barter and welcome to the Kenosha Today Weekend Report. Coming to you live from Studio A here at WLIP AM 1050 on your radio dial. 250 megawatts streaming across the soon-to-be cornfields of the Midwest, reaching out to over 50,000 homes here in the Tri-County area. And joining us, as he does each and every Saturday morning, former pilot and flight instructor for Malaysia Airlines, little Stevie Casey's in the house.
Why, good morning, Kenosha. Good morning, Scott. I barely made it here today.
I know. We thought you were out clubbing with Jimmy Hoffa.
I'm on time, though. I had about 2 minutes to spare, but I was not able to inspect the men's room.
Well, you know what happened?
On my way
He was talking, and we were kind of saying some bad things, I guess, right?
What I said is, we're going to say mean things about you till you get here, and then once you get here, we're going to say mean things about you. Yeah.
Well, I made it with about 90 seconds to spare.
Well, I was hoping that you would walk in right as the show started.
And here was our intro.
And this was what it made us, think of.
This is a Pete original.
Is that Mr. Rogers?
Yeah. I wanted you to come in and change your sweater and your shoes and as the show started.
Well, I can take my shoes off if you want me to.
No.
Okay, that's enough of that.
Now that things are starting to thaw out in the 17th District, thanks to your humanitarian efforts, but there's still a great deal of work to be done, and here's their call to little Stevie this week.
I understand we still have some stranded motorists out there since the last snowfall.
There you go.
What do we have? 1.5, 1 and 5/8 inches of snow out there.
They were socked in there for a bit.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You know, every week you ask me if I pay the bill. You gonna ask me?
Well, you usually step on my bit, but I got a question for you, Scott. Just off the top of my head, did you write the check this week?
Well, coincidentally, you brought that up because the good folks here at what's the name of this? Serendipity. Digity. Yeah. These people, Stevie, are serious. If we don't pay the bill, here's what's going to happen.
We're through. It's over.
From what I understand, if you do not write the check, they actually remove you from air. So we're good for another week.
Yep. Also joining us as he does.
Now this is our third show, right?
Yeah. Well, if you'd attended the production meetings, you know that. Also joining us as he does each and every Saturday morning, our video coordinator, former wardrobe advisor to the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Captain Ron Muttersbach, joins us. Captain Ron.
Captain Ron, I got to thank you for what you did for me. I've had an issue with my microphone for the last month.
You've had more issues than that.
Well, I've had a droopy microphone.
And he fixed that up for you.
I think that's a medical condition.
Does he want
a droopy microphone?
You want him to come over tonight and help you know? Tightened it up.
But he tightened it up, and that's great. Now it works. Wonderful.
Hey, in engineering the Kenosha train mech this morning, a former Kenosha trolley driver and 6-time WP Employee of the Month. Also currently serving as head engineer for Kyle Flood's leg monitor, Pistol Pete Sargent joins us.
Good morning, Pete.
Good morning, yes.
I don't know how to tell you this. I think I just broke your chair.
Did you? That's one of the nice chairs we brought in here, too, for the
microphone gets fixed, and the chair gets broken.
That's one of our conference room
Why is
chairs.
this always happening on your side of
and-
the ledge?
I got to
There-
tell you guys, I'm a little
God.
bit flustered. I rushed to get here, and I'm just not myself this morning.
I see that. You're somebody else.
I'm somebody else.
Who are you then?
You know, guys, last week I mentioned that if someone would have told us that we would have had this radio show every Saturday morning with 12 sponsors, I might add, I said that
12 sponsors?
we probably were sampling the same product that school board member Kyle Flood's been using. And Pete, speaking of Mr. Flood, our Kenosha Today investigative team caught up with him this week, and here's their weekly report of what Mr. Flood's been up to.
I always heard that his herb was top
This
shelf.
is about a minute. Stay with us.
Lord, I just could not wait to find out for myself.
Well, don't knock it till you tried it. I've tried
Little
it,
Toby
my
Keith this
friend.
morning for you listeners.
I love Toby
Never
Keith.
smoke weed with Willie again.
There's a little more. You got to hear the whole
Learned a
thing.
hard lesson in a small Texas town.
He fired up a fat boy and he passed him around.
And the last words I spoke before they took me in.
I may discount bungee jump, but I'll never smoke weed with Willie again.
You know, I got to
Just a
tell
minute, just a
you.
minute. Hang on. This is the grand finale.
In the fetal position, with drool on our chin.
We broke down and smoked weed with Willie again.
Toby Keith.
You know, I got to tell you. Can I just ask a simple question? Where do you come up with this stuff? Does this all take place at the production meetings?
Well, we
Now, when are those again?
Friday afternoons. I called you last night, didn't I?
Oh, yes, you did.
Hey, I heard Steve, what you want?
Yeah, talking about drool on his chin.
Well, it was Friday afternoon. Come on.
One quick note, this program is being video recorded and will play on Time Warner Cable's Channel 14 on Mondays at 3 p.m., Tuesdays at 5 p.m., Thursdays at 8 a.m. And there's even more good news, boys and girls. Tomorrow at noon, each and every Sunday, you can tune in here, WIP AM 1050, and hear the replip of the show.
They replay the show.
Yeah.
And it's actually, you can actually see the show on what? On
Channel 14.
Channel 14 or WLIP.com, right?
Is it streamed?
No,
not the video
Not
portion.
the video, no. But we're live right now on WLIP.com worldwide.
Are you aware of that? Are you aware of that?
They could be listening to us in
Malaysia.
right.
You know, I've never
The
listened to it.
Ukraine, Crimea, I
Yeah.
understand. Big listenership.
As you can tell, folks, our format is simple. We don't really have one. This is not your normal radio talk show. This is a show with an attitude.
An
Actually,
attitude problem.
Actually, it's a show about nothing. Let's just get it point blank.
You know, if you're out
Let's
working
review
around,
the rules. Let's review the rules. I wasn't able to get my cup of coffee.
working around the
The
house.
coffee is there.
Coffee's
you were
there,
tardy.
but I rushed in, and I wasn't, and I
Did
wasn't
you want
able
us to take a break so you can go get
No,
your
I'm going
coffee
to take a
quick,
break,
or-
and I'm going to have to go on a potty break. I wasn't able to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you don't
And-
want to go. You don't want to go in this one.
Well, I've got to inspect the men's room. Have you made any improvements over the last?
about
we'll get
that.
back to you.
about that.
So, if you're working around the house this morning, cleaning your house, your toilets, cleaning your toilets, that's his.
Would you like a little musical interlude
Yeah.
so you can do what you need to do here? I can. There.
Boy, Pete, we got him down to our level in only 4 months.
Go ahead, go do what you got to do. The song's done. All right.
Okay,
Also,
I'm back. I'm
right
back.
after the break, around 10:30, our own Kenosha State Radio Scam, Kenosha's fastest growing game show sensation, the Lightning Round Spin the Donut.
You know, I got to tell you, we got to beg for people to call in at 10:30. Maybe we should just discontinue that goofy thing.
No, we can't. We're not goofy thing.
Oh, it's
No.
it's a goofy thing.
The day you want to give up, I was talking about recipes. The day we give up Spin the Donuts.
Oh.
Same thing.
Hey,
He threw down is what he did.
my wife made potato soup.
Oh
this
yeah,
week.
here we go. Hey, we're taking your calls 262-694-1050. Hey, next Saturday at the last 15 minutes, little Stevie and I are going to announce the group hug. We're going to announce the Kenosha Today for Open Honest Government's endorsements for school board, city council, and basically a referendum should the streetcar be extended. And also coming up Wednesday on the regular Kenosha Today show, Channel 14, we're going to have the 4 members of the school board live. That will air at 6:30 to 7:30, and the replays at 9. And then Sunday, 2 days before the election, March 30th. So
Lenny Palmer had some candidates in this week.
Who was that?
Lenny Palmer.
I'm not familiar with him. What does he do?
Big guy during the day.
Oh, that guy.
And had some fabulous interviews. I listened to a lot of them. A lot of interesting ideas out there. Was real impressed with Jack Rose and his couple of his ideas. And my alderman was here with his opponent Kurt Wicklund. I think Kurt did an outstanding job.
He was on the Wednesday show with Steve Mitchell,
That's exactly
Bob Johnson, and
okay. Well, there were a lot of candidates refused to show up to be interviewed by Lenny, and I just can't believe that. Why would you? If you were to buy 15 minutes of airtime, I know what it costs us on a Saturday morning, but on prime time in the morning, why would you not show up to be interviewed by?
Here's the way that same question I asked, and I think people are a little intimidated by Lenny. He's been on there for 17 years, and
he's very opinionated, but but he doesn't. He goes to great lengths to stay neutral in the interview process, and I wasn't. The candidates speak for themselves. He wasn't swaying people one way or another.
A couple of topics we can talk about. Gluegate was in the paper today, or the other day, that is being sent to mediation by July 15th. And I'm going to say something, Steve, and then you can follow up with this. If I was Mr. Ruffalo, this is just my opinion, I'd give Giuliani $200-300 for the damages, drop the suit, no admission, and I would do it before the election. Now, if I was Giuliani, since the burden of proof is on the plaintiff, Ruffalo, I'd let it go to trial, because in a defamation suit, he's going to have to prove that, according to the paper, that he that this lost his reputation, stature in the community, adversely affected his personal and business interest. And if he had to prove that, and on the defense of Giuliani, he could say, let's take a look at your last 3 years' tax returns. Corporate LLCs. That might be interesting to see that in a court of law.
Well, the whole thing has gotten to the point where it's become comical. People don't even want to hear it anymore. Well, and it's the whole issue, whether he did what or who did what. It's really disgraceful, very unbecoming of the city fathers, and it gives the entire city and the city council a black eye one way or another.
Yeah. Let me read a couple sponsors. If you feel like calling in, 262-694-1050. Topics we can throw out there, and also
I got a question for you.
Okay.
I've been watching. I'm kind of a news junkie. I get up at 4:30 in the morning. I go on my laptop. I read CNN. I read all, both the conservative news and the liberal and this and that. Can you answer me one question? How is it that a Boeing jetliner can completely disappear from the face of the earth? I've been following that story. It's amazing.
I guess if I had the answer, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys.
Well, you got one of the generals, retired generals, showed up on the Hannity show and claims that his sources are telling him that the plane was flown to Pakistan. I mean, I just can't even believe now. And that's the other thing. I was talking with a couple of buddies this week. I can't get over the fact that, that would have never happened in the Atlantic Ocean off the United States or Pacific Ocean, Gulf of Mexico, or anything like that, just because our technology is so much more advanced in different parts of the world. You really do take your life into your own hands when you travel to different parts of the world. It's astounding.
This is why I only travel to Sturtevant. I don't go beyond that.
What are you on work? What are you on work release up there?
Yeah. My leg monitor is only going so far. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Good morning, guys.
Shirley.
Hey, Shirley, how are you, my friend?
Well, knock on wood. I'm knocking on my head. I'm pretty good.
Now, did you have a good time with Lighten Up with Lenny last night?
Oh, I had a ball. I'm telling you, I met so many new people. It was unreal. I could barely leave that place because everybody said, "Are you Shirley? Are you Shirley?" I'm not kidding. It was
no
just
kidding.
She was having so much fun. By the time I showed up at 20 after 7, she was already gone.
Now, I'm not going to go in, Shirley, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but I understand you met one of the candidates this week for running for the 8th District Alderman. And
both of them came here.
And when he started talking to you, he didn't know who you were, and he recognized your voice from the radio. And Kurt Wicklund said, "You're Shirley. You're Shirley. I can't believe I met Shirley."
Yeah, he said, "Can I shake your hand?"
Yeah.
Well, here's why Shirley is a household name in this community. Go ahead, Pete.
Oh, yes. Here.
Yeah, wake up.
So funny. I said,
hang on, Shirley. Hang on. Hang on.
You know that I love you. I can't help myself. I love you and nobody else.
All right. That's
Right. He seems very nice, I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know who I'm supporting in the 8th District.
You know, there's
I
the
know.
much sought-after Shirley endorsement
Yeah.
that everybody wants to post to their Facebook page. And I don't know. I don't know who it's going to
Yeah,
go
no,
to.
I know he was. I know he was very impressed in meeting you, and he recognized your voice, is what he told me.
Did he? Did he
"You're-
really
yeah,
say
yeah,
that?
you're never gonna believe it. I met Shirley." So that's good.
My son thinks it's hilarious.
Now, did
that
you-
people really recognize me?
Now, did you get a seat? I know you had to show up early last night because you can't sit on those high chairs. You've got to sit at a table.
Yeah, Letty they had a nice table for us.
Okay.
And some nice chairs, and I always bring pillows and everything. And I have my friends are great. They help me in there, and then when we leave, it's like a entourage of people. Some are carrying the pillow, some are carrying my cane, some are carrying the food that I had left over.
Now,
It
the
was-
Queen of
now, what
Sheba
did
comes
you,
to town. Yeah.
Now you were saying
it was really great.
Shirley,
We got there early, so that's why we left early, because we just can't sit that long. So I missed you, Pete. Did you really show up?
Yeah, 20 after 7, Shirley. As soon as my show was done, I stopped over there to have a couple of cold beverages and a burger. It was a pretty nice night.
I couldn't make
You weren't
that's
there.
Great. No, Gary wants to leave right away because it's
Oh,
long
you're going to
for
blame
him to
Gary.
sit there.
Okay.
I'm sorry I couldn't make it, guys. I was at Bible study last night.
I'm sure you were.
Shirley, thanks for the call.
All right, baby.
I love all your
All right.
songs. Keep that up.
All
It's
right.
so funny.
All right. A couple more sponsors. Oh, the whole city. It's the. We don't need
Listen,
no stinking permits.
I only participate in parades where permits are not issued. Okay?
Kenosha today.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Oh, fine. Who are we talking to?
Sue from the South Side.
Sue in the South Side.
Hey, Sue, how are you today?
I'm good. I got my toilet cleaned. Thanks for showing up for work today, you guys.
Now listen, do you mind showing up at WLIP? I haven't been in the men's room, and I really got to go to the bathroom. I didn't have time to stop in.
10-foot pole.
10-foot
No,
pole. That's
wait.
interesting.
Did I?
Go ahead, baby.
Did I hear you guys say something about not doing spin the donut?
No,
wanna
that was
do
he
you
was
wanna lose
talking
the whole
crazy.
5
No, I was
listeners that you
talking.
have?
I was talking crazy.
He was talking
That's
crazy.
talk.
So what's on your agenda today?
Well, you guys were talking about the plane that's missing, and I came across an interesting theory online. If you Google MH370 electrical fire, and it talks about a pilot from a pilot's point of view and what could have happened on this,
Wow.
it makes a lot of sense.
Okay, what was it?
MH370 electrical fire.
Oh.
If you Google that.
But wouldn't
Then-
you find some debris someplace? That's what puzzles everybody.
Yeah, well, it all depends. I mean, if that sinks in the ocean, you're not going to find it.
Well,
And-
there's parts of the Indian Ocean that are 2 miles deep.
Right, right. But this guy talks about what an experienced pilot would know. He would know where the nearest airport is. When this plane veered left, it went right towards an airport that this plane could land at safely, no mountain ridges. It's a very interesting article. It'll make you guys think quite hard on
Well,
that.
I've been following that story every day. It's just to me fascinating.
Where do you think it is?
I'm on the same thing as you. It's amazing. How can we not find this plane?
No, but where do you
You
think
know.
it is?
I think this guy makes a lot of sense. I think something happened on board, some type of fire. Initially, I thought it was hijacked.
Okay.
I was certain it was until I read this article, and it makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of common sense in here.
Well, see, that's something that we don't get a lot of on this show, common sense.
Right, that's why I try to call in. I want to try up the level a
Appreciate
little
it.
bit.
Thank you. All right.
Well, we appreciate
All right, you guys have a good day.
We appreciate the call.
All right, we've got a couple more items that we can talk about before we take our mid-break here. I want to talk about the Sam Martin is a wonderful guy, and he's trying to get up this restructure the school board. We can talk about that after the break. I have some things that.
How long, Pete? Just question. How long is the break?
60 seconds. plus
60
weather.
seconds?
So you think you can?
You want to
my
go? You want
goodness
to
gracious.
raise your hand?
Here, you
raise
know what?
your hand. Raise your hand. Okay.
May I be excused early?
Yes, you can go now.
You can if you think you can. All right, hang on. We'll fill for you here. All right.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I think I'm fine. I think I can wait.
Oh, so we wasted your minute doing that. All right. All right. Let's take our break, and then we'll come back. And if he's got to go, he's got to go. Good morning, Kenosha. If you just tuned in, this is Uncle Scotty Barter, and welcome to the Kenosha Today Weekend Report.
All right, I'm back.
Coming to you live from Studio A here
That
at
was
WIP AM 1050 on your dial.
I even washed my hands.
Joining me That's a first. Our co-host, former pilot and flight instructor for Malaysia Airlines, little Stevie Casey, graces our presence this
Hi,
morning.
good morning again, Kenosha, and WLIP men's room update. Still a disgrace.
Well, here's our song then.
Does nobody even empty the garbages?
It gets done Sunday, not Saturday.
What, does it get done once a week?
Twice a week.
Well,
Sunday and Wednesday. See, it's called balance
And
symmetry.
I didn't go into the ladies' room, but
Well, I'm glad you didn't do
but
that.
I peeked into it. Spotless. Eat off the floor if you want. Men's room is a disgrace.
I told you, just get the operation, go to the other side, and you can use that. Also joining us with this morning, video coordinator Captain Ron Muttersbach, and our engineer this morning, train wreck pistol Pete Sargent. And now we're going to start taking the first call, 262-694-1050, to play Kenosha's fastest growing.
That's the other bit.
Radio game show sensation, the lightning round of Spin the Donut, sponsored by Super Donut Dave Lighting and a little David
Now,
Donut.
sponsors can call in, right? Can
Well,
sponsors call in and...
Well, anybody. We'll just give us a fake name. We're desperate. Here's how this works. I'm going to read off all the sponsors.
Boy, this isn't such a high-demand game, I tell you. Look, the phone's ringing off the hook. Which one are you going to pick?
The sponsors.
Laying up like a Christmas tree.
This is for them. This is not all about little Stevie here.
Hey, and I got another great idea about the sponsors.
Oh, boy.
Once this election comes and goes, I think what we ought to do is...
Here, we got a call.
Nope, no, we don't.
I think we have to have the sponsors in one at a time and interview them for 5 or 10 minutes. That'll give a value-added thing to the sponsors, don't you think?
Yeah, sounds like a great idea. We're still waiting for a call. By the way, we're getting back to this where we're waiting for a call. Sam Martin, he plans on circulating petitions calling for school board seats to be numbered so candidates could run for a specific seat against a certain person. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Duncan. I live on the east side of Kenosha.
Okay.
And I'd like to stir the pot a little bit with you guys as far as your thoughts on the trolley expansion and the amount of cost it's going to incur for Kenosha.
Hey, you got to play. We'll just enlighten us and just play Spin the Donut so I can read our sponsors real quick. You might win something here.
You might win something if you pick the right sponsor. So let's do the sponsorship thing first, and then we'll talk about the trolley.
How's that?
I don't want to play the game, thanks.
Okay, well, you can... All right.
Okay.
All right, well, let's hang with us then, if you don't want to play the game.
Okay.
All right, the trolley expansion.
Yeah, is he still on the line?
Yeah. You still here? Guess not.
Are you still there, sir, or no?
Nope, he really didn't want to play the game.
Okay.
All right, well, let's talk about the trolley if you want to talk about
Well, as you know, and as I predicted, I think 3 or 4 months ago, there was going to be no vote on this issue, one way or another prior to the election. The election is April 1st, and they're not voting on it. Some of the candidates have taken some interesting approaches to it. Now, it's a double-edged sword with this whole trolley thing. You either really, really like it or you really, really don't like it. And I'll be honest with you. I remember about 10 years ago. How long has the trolley been here? About 10 years?
About that, yeah.
Yeah. I was not a big fan of the trolley. In fact, I voted originally against it. Having said that, I had 3 young kids at home, and every Saturday afternoon, we'd head downtown, tour the museums, hop on the trolley, run around the circle, get off at Trolley Dogs. We'd have lunch, that hot dog place downtown. Great hot dogs, by the way. Maybe we can bring them on as a sponsor, Trolley Dogs.
Hot dogs, there you go.
And we spent the whole day, and this was, when I was growing up, you had Lakefront Stadium down there, and you had the engine plant, and it was mostly all industrial. And here on the very same location, scant 25 years later, we're riding a trolley around on the same location, and I'm spending the whole Saturday afternoon with my kids in downtown Kenosha. I mean, I think that was a wonderful vision that some of the founders of the Marine and that had years ago.
Well, here's the topic, some of the answers that I've heard. 5 years ago, or even 6 or 7 years ago, the ridership was estimated at 70,000, and every year it's gone down. I think it's in the city's budget. It's only like 47,000 now. So people are questioning, why should we invest our $2 million and Fed's $8 million in something that's continually going lower?
And I certainly understand that. I mean, years ago when they built the airport tower with federal money, we had an airport manager that, in my estimation, was inflating the touchdowns and takeoffs.
Well, he was.
He would he would say that we had 175,000 takeoffs and touchdowns, when in reality it was only 60 or 70. But you had to be above 130 operations, 130,000 operations to get the federal grant. So maybe I'm not sure. Was the federal grant tied to some ridership issues? I'm not sure.
Okay. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Hey, this is Anthony. How are you today?
Okay, Anthony.
Did you find?
Listen,
Did you find your
reference
Reuben
to
sandwich?
In reference to the trolley situation and the comment that we didn't take a vote on it, we were ready to take a vote. We were ready to move forward with the mayor's proposed plan, and there were factions on the council that came up with other ideas at the last minute, which is indicative of how we operate when you put the studies in, you do the planning, and then at the last moment, it's like, hey, why don't we try this idea instead? Now,
by the way, I want to identify.
Council went ahead and deferred until these other ideas could be engineered and looked at and cost studied and et cetera.
No,
but
yeah.
there was a vote scheduled and ready to go.
We're talking to Alderman Anthony Kennedy. So
one of the things that happened, people talk about previously, was the trolley should go somewhere. The trolley should go somewhere. We heard that all the time. It should go somewhere. Well, we have a possibility to make this thing go somewhere, and now the thing is we shouldn't expand it at all. Listen, I hear that about the $8 million should go somewhere else, and we should spend the money on somewhere else, but those, as the doctor knows, those monies are strings attached. You can only spend it on this particular project.
Now I got a
put up 2, and I get 8. That's a deal I'll do all day.
Anthony,
but
I have a quick question. I have a quick question for you. Is the future grant, and I've been out for a couple of years, is the grant that we're receiving, is that tied to ridership at all, or is it just a grant you can spend it and doesn't matter whether anybody rides it or not?
No, it's not tied to ridership.
It's not tied to ridership.
Anthony,
Okay.
in your opinion, should this go to a referendum? Let the people decide.
My opinion, no. You elected me to do the hard thing. You elected me to make the difficult decision. If it does go to referendum, I'll listen to the will of my constituents. But you elected me to do a job. You elected me to make these kinds of decisions. And again, it's $10 million you get to spend in Kenosha for the betterment of Kenosha. People talk about road repair. Well, you're going to get some road repair out of it. You're going to get an investment in possible tourist production or tourist development. You're going to get an investment in possible economic development, of which, if you just do $2 million in streets, you don't get that kind of return.
Anthony, did I hear you say correctly that your constituents are saying this is a good thing?
No. I'm not going to put across that the 10th district is putting across that this
misunderstood
is a
what
good
you're
thing.
saying.
I'm hearing a few people in the 10th saying, why are we doing this, and kind of explain it a little bit more. If it does go to referendum, I'll listen to the will of my constituents.
Okay, now hold it. I've got another question for you. You had texted me a week ago looking for a Reuben sandwich. Did you find a Reuben sandwich?
You didn't call me back either, man. You didn't help me. I was out here wanting
last time I had
to indulge in the traditional Irish fare of our shared ancestry, and you did not help me out.
Now, are you from Northern Ireland or Southern Ireland? My family's from Waterford. Are you from Northern Ireland?
Where are the Kennedys from? I don't know. Wherever the Kennedys from.
Now, one other question. The last time I shared a sandwich with you was at the Sunnyside Club many years ago.
Euphemism.
And you stole my sandwich.
I took that sandwich because I felt it was.
So, Your Honor, we have a complete confession. You talk too much.
You guys are a battle of the. Boy, I should have you guys in here. Pete and I just take the hour off.
I think they need lights. That's the problem. That's what they're used to. Somebody a referee.
It was a great sandwich too.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
I think I even licked the wrapper as I went home. It had a special flavor because it belonged to you,
and you didn't pay for it. All right, Anthony. Anything else?
No, I got.
Did you want to play? Did you want to play Spin the Donut? We'll play Spin the Donut.
Yeah, so I can read the sponsors off. All right.
All right, let's spin the donut.
All right. I'm going to read the sponsors. And they're Boathouse Pub and Eatery, House of Gerhard, Kenosha's for Open Honest Government, Kenosha Academy of Dance, Charlie V's Kids for Cancer Treatment Foundation, the Broad Stop Lee Plumbing, Casey Family Option, Joseski Financial Group, KRS Painting, Small Business Technology Solutions. And if you get the right answer, you will hear This is
Go with
this
the
is,
IT guy.
Well, you might get the wrong answer, and here's what you're going to hear.
Okay, now, Anthony, now I'm going to make this easy for you.
He's an alderman. Now, remember.
You might have to take off your shoes and socks for this, but pick a number between 1 and 10.
He's an alderman.
Go with my favorite number, 7.
7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the winner is the Brat Stop.
Oh, Anthony. Geez, we're sorry you lost.
I'm sorry about that, my friend. You lost, but maybe you can wander out there and steal somebody's sandwich anyways.
All right, here you go, Anthony.
Right,
We'll send you out.
Happy trails to you.
I love this.
Until
Glad somebody does.
again.
We have somebody else?
No. We can let it play.
Okay, that's enough.
By the way, when you were counting, that made me go back to the original theme that we had for you, that I had for you today.
I was impressed that you got to 10.
I mean...
It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood.
Anyway, going back to Sam Martin, he's going to make an attempt to get this on the annual school board meetings ballot, and he needs 100 signatures, and he needs them no less than 30 days before the school district's annual meeting, and he has to have them at least 70 days. So what this does, do we have a copy?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Good morning, you're on Kenosha Today.
Hi, this is OR from Kenosha.
OR, okay. What can we do for you?
I think that they should expand the train, the trolley. And the original route was to go uptown. I don't think that's a good idea.
What you think? Where should it go?
I think it should go north towards the boathouse, maybe turn around and come back.
How about either continuing it all the way down 7th Avenue, for example? One of the suggestions was to take it out to Carthage College, loop it around in that park.
No,
okay,
forget Carthage College. No,
okay.
Forget Carthage College.
How about
I
going?
would just maybe even further than the boathouse, maybe to Washington Road and have it come around.
That's kind of what I had thought, actually.
How about going across the 50th Street Bridge and looping around, takes things down to the History Center, the lighthouse, and loop back around
Yeah, that
Simmons
would
Island?
be a bad idea. Go out from the boathouse from there, go to the lighthouse and back. Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea, but not uptown.
Okay.
I don't believe it should go uptown, and I think they should use the grant because they're going to, I'm not going to use the word PISS, but
Oh, thank you.
that money.
That's much better.
Don't do that here at WLIP. The bathrooms are dirty.
Don't make me have to hit the button, please.
They would take that money and they would use it in the wrong way.
That's better.
They're going to knock down some of those old buildings because they're never going to fill them.
All right.
Downtown.
Very good. Thanks. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, we're taking your calls, 262-694-1050. Anyway, I was trying to get to this, what Mr. Martin's trying to do, and I applaud him for his effort.
Now, this will be the third time you brought this up.
Well, I haven't gotten through it yet, but this is important because this could change the whole scope of our school board. He wants to take it from 7 to 9 or possibly 11 because there's too much, we always have 4-3 votes. 4-3, and if we went to 9, we'd have 5-4. I'm going to get to this before this. If I have to stay after class. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Hi, this is Jim from Racine.
Okay, Jim. What can we do for you?
I understand former Alderman Casey is one of the guests.
Yeah, sad to say. We're not real proud of that, but
well, actually,
he was a good alderman. I mean, he was alderman when I lived there. I just have a question. Have you driven around the area, especially around the Roosevelt Road and the area, and seeing how in the last couple of years that part of town has really deteriorated?
I got to tell you, Jim, you're absolutely on spot with that.
I know.
I don't hear any aldermen anymore talking about older neighborhoods. Now, years ago, everybody used to refer to some of those neighborhoods as the inner city.
Oh, yeah.
I always took the position, Jim, that we don't have an inner city in Kenosha. We have older neighborhoods.
Yes, older neighborhoods.
And that's what the politically correct phrase is. And where did you live, Jim? Refresh me.
Right at 63rd and 30th.
Oh, sure,
and I also, for a couple of years, ran the bar at 30th and Roosevelt Road.
Oh, that's right, Jim. Yeah. I know who you are. Absolutely, absolutely.
And, I was through the area, just the other day, and I noticed there's a typical textbook case hoarder at at 64th and 30th. Over a year now, there's been, furniture just from alley line to the back door of this house. And you can see stuff piled up in the windows, just like on that TV show.
What made you move?
Well, because I work in Racine now, but
yeah, Jim, it's funny you bring that up. I had a very heated exchange with some people down at City Hall talking about that very issue, about how I don't believe there's any discussion about how to help the older neighborhoods anymore. Years ago, Jim, when you lived at that location and ran the bar, you remember Kathy Marks.
Yeah, and I remember Martha Schwartz, too. She was a very good building inspector.
Well, she still works for the inspection department, but Julia Robinson, who was an alderman at the time, Dennis Pierce, myself, we may not have always agreed politically, but we were all pulling in the right directions, and there would narrowly be a council meeting or a committee meeting without somebody saying, we need to do more for the older neighborhoods.
Oh, yeah.
And now I don't hear that from any alderman.
Well, I think a lot of the problem, too, is the absentee landlords. And then I noticed, too, doesn't the city own that parking lot now at 30th and Roosevelt?
I believe they do, yes.
Yeah, have you gone by there? It's like a pigsty. There's so much broken glass, broken bottles and that and litter blowing around that who would even want to park there? You'd think you'd get a flat tire.
I still live, in that neighborhood. I live on 22nd Avenue, just a little bit south of St. Joe's.
Yeah.
And
that's your part of town. Your neighborhood's actually looking pretty good.
Well, there's a lot of
is really
there's a high level of home ownership on the south end of the district, but in the uptown area and even some of the perimeter right around there, it's terrible, Jim. You're absolutely right, and it was a very heated discussion with somebody down at City Hall about how I don't believe that anybody is doing enough for the older neighborhoods.
No.
What about the alleys? What about the potholes? What about the infrastructure? What about inspection?
And then to add icing on the cake, I don't know if you remember the building, the cement block building that used to be the old Getchman Brake Service.
Absolutely.
There's every other year, I believe, a different auto repair person moves in there. This year, there's somebody there that's got a garbage wagon. He's got a disabled, unlicensed pickup truck that he's using as a dumpster. And I kid you not, the other day, a raccoon, of course, shredded the bags and came out of there with a piece of half-eaten piece of pizza in its mouth, and he proceeded to go into the sewer with it.
Yeah.
Well, and the Jim, lady next door says, "Oh yeah, that's been that way since September. They just keep adding to it."
Well, I appreciate the call, Jim. But one more question: Would you vote for me again?
Yes, I would.
We're out of time.
Yes, I would. Get that neighborhood back into.
We're out of time.
Thanks
a lot. Hey,
I kind of like those kind of calls.
I start.
Scott, hello. Is this on? Is this on? I like those kind of calls.
I tried talking about Mr. Martin here 3 times, and 3 times I'm out. So I'm going to move on.
Really?
22 people applied for the superintendent job here.
I think I was number 21.
And I believe that.
Did you pick up on that? I applied for superintendent job.
You are Dr. Steve. You could qualify.
Do you think you'd make a good superintendent? My vote was for Lenny Palmer, but that's just one man's vote. But I think this indicates that they're going to stay here in the district. But all of a sudden, Rebecca Stevens says she's going to propose the board contract a facilitator. Obviously, the board's not been very, doesn't have a real good track record in getting superintendents of schools.
Well, I tell you, when you start talking about school board issues and superintendent issues, there's so many different directions to go with that issue.
Well, here's how it was advertised for the position: exceptional leader with strong interpersonal skills. Passion to motivate others and to raise the academic bar.
Okay, I'm out.
Don't we want?
I'm out.
You're done.
I'm out.
Toast. Good morning. You're on Kenosha Today.
Hey, Kenosha Today. This is Wally from Kenosha. How are you?
All right. What's up, Wally?
Hey, just checking in quick. Listen to your show. Like it a lot.
Okay.
And I just had a quick. Did I hear Pete in the studio there today?
Yep.
Oh, hey, Pete. How are you?
I'm good. How about yourself, Wally?
Doing good. Hey,
wonderful.
I just got if I could, a quick plug today. If we have any listeners out there that need something to do today, I'm the Wally that called a couple of hockey games earlier this year on 10:50 a.m. WLIP.
Sure.
Today at Kenosha Ice Rink, if I could just give a quick plug.
Go ahead.
Kenosha Comets are having their annual hockey fest today.
Okay.
It's a big fundraiser, all-day hockey, end-of-the-year party, food, chili cook-off. The coaches of all the teams are taking on the high school varsity team at 2 o'clock. There's a huge Kenosha alumni game today. All the players from the past. You know, going back to the '70s when the rink first started back in 1970. Actually,
all right.
Guys will still be playing. And then to cap off the night, there's the men's league championship games at 7:00 tonight.
What's the admission price?
Oh, free.
Oh, it's free. That's the Magic Word here in Kenosha. All right,
Yeah,
so if you,
we're on 60th Avenue, 7727 60th Avenue.
all right,
Free, and like I say, it's a fundraiser. We have a beer license for today, selling beer, chili cook-off, all kinds of baked goods. Big fundraiser for the day.
All right.
And a lot of good time, good hockey, and all for a good cause.
all right. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. Have a good day.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
All right. Good morning. You're on Kenosha today.
Yeah, gentlemen, I think they ought to just abolish the school board and abolish the doggone superintendent's position.
Are you back from Woodstock yet?
How are you, my friend?
They should abolish them.
Well, who's going to run it?
It saves the taxpayers a lot of money.
But who's going to run the asylum?
Huh?
Who's going to run the asylum if we don't have a school board? A superintendent?
No.
Site-based management.
Let the taxpayers run the asylum.
Okay.
All righty.
The asylum.
Thanks for the call.
All right, take care, guys.
All right. We got just a couple minutes left. Give us a call, 262-694-10.
Let's talk about that Kenosha News article again.
Which one?
That'll be the fourth time that you brought it up that I really don't care about.
I'm 3-star.
That I really don't care about.
You got the school board. This could reshape the whole.
But I don't
community.
understand how it stops the factionalism on the board. You're still going to, because council runs for numbered seats and
All
there are
right.
factions.
Here's
on
the
there.
point I was trying to make.
Yeah.
Before I kind of got way later.
Oh, look at that. We have a call.
Let's suppose in getting 100 signatures in that time frame isn't. Come on now. Here's what's going to happen.
in here? I'm getting groggy.
Here's what's going to happen. Cut his microphone off. This could get to the agenda, and it'll be packed by the KEA. It'll never get passed. That's what my point is.
That's what I waited for?
It would go to
Well,
the,
it's all chopped up. I mean, it didn't flow like I thought.
It would go to the electors' meeting, which means it would get voted on and then never acted upon.
No, it
That's
could
usually-
get voted. I think it would get voted
Well,
down.
we don't technically have a unified school district anymore.
This is a
We have
common
school
That's
district.
why.
Yeah,
that's
correct,
why
yeah.
to do something like this, it has to go to the annual meeting, which is in September.
Yeah, you know who I hear call in every now and then to Lenny Palmer is Dennis Miljutinovich.
Where's
Remember
he
that
around?
name?
Yeah.
I think he's back in town.
Yeah, he calls Lipoff too.
Yeah,
periodically.
yeah.
Who dials it for him?
I think Dennis does a fine job.
He does a
Dialing
great
the
job.
phone. This guy's got thoughts,
He
man.
was a go-getter back in
Late 80s and early 90s with him and Sally
15
Mingle.
years ago. Yeah.
Those were some colorful times.
Those
in the
were
school
some
board.
colorful meetings. That's right. That's right.
All right, we got 4 minutes. You want to talk about something? Go ahead. See, now here we go. Doom, 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 doom.
I'm trying to think if the potato soup was out of a mix or if she homemade it. I think
Pete,
she
give him
made.
that
I
thing
think it
about
was homemade
throughout the world.
I think it was.
Right.
Rest assured that I was on the internet within minutes, registering my disgust throughout the world.
That's actually him about the men's room.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
taped
boy, I
that.
tell you what. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to post. Do we have a Facebook page? I don't think we do.
No,
do
we don't.
And I will never have a Facebook page.
I tell you what, Kenosha Today does
Attention.
have a Facebook. We do have one.
Okay, well, attention, aldermen, get off of Facebook and get into the neighborhoods.
Because what I thought we could do is take like little 10-second clips of this show of you saying something out of context and then post it as evidence on the Kenosha Today Facebook.
That
page.
I really don't know. There we go.
You're
know,
limiting it to only 10 seconds?
Well, because you have to make sure you don't get enough context to get the whole conversation in.
That's
how that works.
We got a call,
No, we
Pete?
don't.
I guess not.
Nope.
Oh, by the way, if you just tuned in, next week we are going to go through the endorsements for Kenosha opening on its government.
Another thing tonight, Orchestra Fest. Orchestra Fest
Where's
is at Indian Trails Academy now. Now, they got smart. I got to tell you this. My wife and I, the last couple of years, I hate sitting on those bleachers in the gymnasiums. So what we would do is at ITA, they have big screen TVs in the lobby area. So we would go to say we were at Orchestra Fest and to support our kids, and we would watch Orchestra Fest on the TVs sitting at the lunch tables. Much more comfortable seating. You could get up, walk around. The bleachers, they pack them in like sardines there. So we started watching it out in the lunchroom area. Well, from what I understand this year, they're charging for you to sit in the lunchroom area.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah. And I think it was me and about a dozen other parents who just didn't want to watch it on the bleachers, so sat in the lunchroom. Big screen TVs. I could sit there. I could read my book. I could stretch out a little bit.
Why don't you admit it? You just feel more comfortable sitting at a lunch table. That's the bottom line, right?
They do have pretty comfy seats.
When was the last time you sat on a bleacher?
Oh, I sat on the bench a lot of times playing baseball. Oh, come on, that's just not the same.
So I'm going to be at Orchestra Fest tonight, but I think I'm going to have to pay for a ticket to watch it in the lunchroom. So
I mean, can't you just name drop? Say you know Scott Barter and get in the door?
Thrown out the door.
That's right.
No, but I could show him my badge.
Hey, yeah, take your badge in with you.
Yes, I have a badge. I'm a federally elected alderman, former alderman, and I have a right to sit here anywhere I want in this location. Let me see that badge again. I don't need to show you no stinking badge. Badges. We got no badges. I love that drop.
Hey, and anyway,
badges. We got no
baseball season's coming up. Starts next week, right?
Next week, right? Well, technically it started middle of the night last night, but for everybody else it starts. Yeah, the Dodgers and Diamondbacks in Australia playing 2 games.
Oh, that's right.
3 o'clock this morning was the first pitch.
Well, the season's officially underway. I understand that the Cubs are mathematically eliminated from the playoffs.
Not until they throw out that first pitch. Then they're mathematically eliminated. I think it's going to be a long year for.
Are we done? We're done already?
Believe it or not,
Oh, for heaven's sake.
The natives are restless here. They
Here this morning on the corner of Happy and What Went Wrong. We thank all our sponsors.
Is
and
this
listeners
on?
We also invite everybody to join us again next week when we'll be back with more guests, more fun, more lively interviews. Just a reminder,
Clean the
Channel
bathroom.
14.
Clean the bathroom.
Wednesdays at 6:30 and 9 p.m. Also on Sundays at 6 p.m. for television broadcast of the Kenosha Today Show. Also on Sundays at noon right here on WLIP AM 1050.
Because they like us here at WLIP.
You can now listen to the replay of the show. And so from Studio A here at WLIP, this has been Uncle Scotty Barter, and this has been... Is that all right?
No, it's going down.
It's going down? Well, how much do you weigh? You got rocks in your pocket or something? You're sinking. Don't worry about it. You'll be just fine. We only got a couple minutes more, right? Okay, now we're going to do this top 10 list. This is when we get really funny now. Whoa! Well, sorry. Yeah, I see now. Okay, the guy's probably got money. And then we did this.
If I were a rich man. Yabba dabba dabba yabba dabba 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 do.
Sounds like the Flintstones.
I, Floyd, R, Turbo, and the R stands for real deal. And I am an American patriot, Kenosha citizen. On the bank of the harbor stood Mayor Bosman, young Indian brave. On the other side of the harbor stood a warrior, just as brave, Jimmy Cruiser. You guys got one more song? And then you can, I guess then this wraps it up for, boy, I got nothing left here. So anyway, we'll see you all next week and we'll go back to Unplugged here.